and we actually have a very special guest here with us. You might know him as Decatur-ish Dan. Decatur-ish Dan, author, writer, journalist, Dan Whitesteed. Thank you so much for joining us here. You are the go-to DeKalb County guy. I mean, specifically, you're known for Decatur and really covering and bringing the stories of this community. I wanted to bring you on here not only to talk about Doraville, but to talk about the growth of DeKalb County. So thank you so much for joining us here today at Atlanta News First. Let's start with Doraville. You know, this is a metro Atlanta community that's culturally diverse. It is a booming small business area and soon home to film with the development of Assembly Atlanta. I mean, hearing about all of this, what goes through your head?
Jobs, and more jobs, economic development, hopefully more people moving to DeKalb County, which means more readers for us, which is always a good thing. I think, the film industry is already a big part of what we're doing in DeKalb County, so anything that can add to it is a win for everyone, I think.
And, as we talk about Doraville, Decatur, DeKalb County, this space that's constantly growing and evolving in metro Atlanta, what have you seen over the past decade in terms of growth in this community?
There's been a lot of apartment developments, a lot of mixed-use type developments. There's a critical need for not only market rate, but for affordable housing within our community, and developers really have struggled to keep up with that demand, although I think some people in the community would say they're overbuilding a little bit, but the numbers are there, or they wouldn't be building it. But that's the critical area of growth is apartments and housing in our area, and the film industry contributes a large part to that because film productions don't last forever, and there's a big need for housing that is temporary.
Yeah, absolutely. You have been a long-term resident of DeKalb County. You've covered extensively on Decatur-ish. By the way, if you aren't familiar with Decatur-ish, it's a fantastic source for DeKalb County news and local stories here in Atlanta. Make sure you go check that out, decatur-ish.com. You are, hands-on. You brought that to life and birthed it. Any particular story that you have from your time there about a time that a film studio or movie set shut down Decatur or DeKalb County?
Well, in March, they filmed a Fairley Brothers movie, and they decorated the square with Christmas decorations, so I was very confused. I thought maybe they had forgotten to take their decorations down or something like that, and other people were confused too. But it was a Fairley Brothers movie. I haven't been able to confirm the name of that yet, but there's stuff like that happens all the time. There are film crews in Decatur constantly. I live not far from North DeKalb Mall, and they film so many TV shows and movies there as well. It's a little surreal at times, being in the midst of people who are famous, who you might see at the grocery store or might see at a local restaurant, but it really adds a lot of value to our community and makes it a really interesting and neat place to live, I think.
And, as we talk about this community, I want to focus in on jobs. Assembly Atlanta is doing a lot for film, but it's also bringing in jobs to Doraville, to DeKalb County. Specifically in Doraville, I have some statistics here. The median age for a Doraville resident is 32. The median household makes around $42,000, and over 33% of those households have children under the age of 18. So a lot of families that could benefit from job growth in this area. What do you think of the economic impact that a project like Assembly Atlanta could bring to Doraville and DeKalb County?
Well, of course, everybody wants their kid to move out of the house and get a job, so that's an immediate economic impact. I think the jobs are just one piece of the puzzle, though. We need to have strong schools, and in DeKalb County, your mileage may vary depending on what school you go to. So we definitely need to work a little harder in DeKalb County to provide the kind of workforce that these jobs are going to require. So the jobs are great. Definitely glad that they're there, both from as a business owner perspective and as a father who is raising a young man who's pretty creative. But we really need to make sure that we're educating and training our workforce here in DeKalb County properly to be able to step into those jobs.
jobs such an important thing that could change futures. I mean, wealth building, providing opportunity, and
Absolutely.
connecting more people with film. I mean, you have a lot of people who want to break into this industry and get involved, whether that's on screen or behind the camera, and that opens up a lot of potential for them. I want to talk a little bit about Assembly Atlanta's phased openings. You know, we're excited to build to Friday when there's the grand unveiling, and people will get to see for the first time really the structure that sits at the old General Motors assembly plant, now standing as this state-of-the-art film studio production, live, work, eat, play environment. We talk about that. That will eventually lead into a public access portion of Assembly Atlanta where people can, you know, take their dogs on a walk or stroll down and see part of this production. Having that accessibility for the public puts Doraville on the map for things to do, activities, bringing in more revenue for these businesses. What are some other spots in Doraville to check out?
Well, I mean, food, you know, I can't say that enough. If you just throw a dart at a map of the world, that country's cuisine is probably in Doraville somewhere. There's just lots of good, you know, you've got Indian, you've got Salvadoran, you've got Mexican, you've got Chinese, you've got Taiwanese. Really, there's a great little revolving sushi restaurant that we go to over there that the name escapes me right now. But primarily, that's the biggest draw for a lot of people is just getting to check out all of these cool places that really you can't find anywhere else. So that's going to be a big part of it, I think.
I know you're a history follower. You're as a journalist, a very well known on, you know, the development of certain things and how things evolve over the years. Assembly Atlanta being a big moment in history for Doraville. What are you most excited for Doraville's future with the development of a project like this?
Well, I think it'll definitely put Doraville on the map. You know, they've had you know, I believe that was the GM assembly plant back in the day, or the site was. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but. You know, and it'll be another economic engine for Doraville, and having it right there in DeKalb County is going to be huge for us. You know, there's really not much more to add to it than that. I mean, you know, anytime you've got a major economic investment going on in your community, that is objectively a good thing. You know, it can only lead to good things, I hope, and I'm really excited to. I hope we're invited to the opening. I would love to see it myself. You know, I think I like hearing about the public access portion of it as well, you know, the walking trails, and, you know, we've got so much of that in DeKalb County, so it's really exciting. It's going to definitely make Doraville an even more special place than it already is.
Definitely special is the right word I would use. You do such great work for Decatur-ish, a media partner of ours here at Atlanta News First. For those that might not be familiar, I'm sure they're far and few, what should they know about Decatur-ish?
You know, we're a small local news website. We've got 2 full-time employees. One of them is myself. We punch above our weight. We try to cover as much as we can. We try to be as responsive as we can. You know, what they should know, I think, is that if we won the lottery, we would still be doing this, and we would just be even more annoying about it because we really love this work, and we really feel like it's important to be useful in your community. And so we love what we do. Zoe Seiler is a member of my team, and she does a terrific job for us, and we have just a bunch of great freelancers who step up and do terrific work for us. So we're very proud to be a part of DeKalb County and serve DeKalb County.
And we thank you for all that you do. I picked up that you said if we won the lottery. I'm guessing you're not the Georgian that won $1 million this morning.
Negative. Regret to inform.
I checked
I'm not.
my tickets too, neither am I, so here we are.
Yeah.
Decatur Dan,
one more day at least.
Thank you so much for joining us here. We'll be right back with your continuing coverage on Atlanta News First Plus of Assembly Atlanta and all that you can expect.